Freedom's the answer. What's the question? You're listening to Ernest Hancock.
Yeah, crank it up. We're back. There's a couple of things I wanted to go over. We didn't get to them because we're talking about the F-16 flying over us. Wow. I mean, it's just, expect my authority in the form of a jet, so that's just the way they roll. I'm past that. You guys do whatever. We're good. We're just going to survive this thing because it's going down, and I don't need to. I mean, how much keying of the Titanic do I need to do? I mean, you graffiti it and all that kind of stuff, and when it slips beneath the waves, nobody's going to remember anyway. So, we're good. We're just going to survive this. But here's a story I want you guys to hear about.
Just before folks in BB rang in the new year, many witnessed an uncanny resemblance to the Hitchcock movie The Birds. 2,000 blackbirds fell from the sky off Wynwood Drive, covering about a mile, leaving quite the mess to clean up. THV's Katharina Yancey has the details on our top story from the Information Center. Katharina?
Ashley, folks I spoke with initially thought the birds were poisoned because they are what they call a nuisance around this time every year. But they are surprised to hear it's more of a mystery.
Millions every night. You look up at the sky, it's just black. So, and then last night about 10:30, I come out here and seen a bird drop.
In a matter of hours on New Year's Eve, thousands of birds fell from the sky to their death.
And I just immediately called Mom because I had to go to work, and I said, you've got to come get the kids and get the dog because I don't know what's going on, but I don't want them messing with any of them. It was horrible. You could not even get down the road without running over hundreds. It was that bad.
The mystery is unraveling like scenes from a movie. Dozens of U.S. Environmental Service crews spent the day picking up the birds, walking between homes and climbing on people's roofs with protective hazmat suits and breathing masks.
Nobody knows. I asked these guys who was out here picking them up, and they don't seem to know anything. Nobody knows anything. Just kind of freaked everybody out.
Officials with the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission flew over the area and determined it's a 1-mile stretch. There are a variety of dead blackbirds, mostly red-winged, and a duck was also found. No one has been evacuated because ADEQ's air quality test came back clean for toxins.
Walking around in masks, and I'm wondering, do we need the same thing? Because what makes that happen for them just to drop out of the sky like that?
This is the only bird I have seen alive. He seems to be injured, just walking in circles and not making any sounds, and he can't fly.
We got one on the roof.
Officials will confirm their findings when they get the test results. Until then, they are given these possible scenarios: lightning, stress, high altitude hail, or startled by fireworks. But neighbors just want answers.
Something out of a movie, exactly. Hazmat people walking around, they're not telling us anything.
I'd like to know. Kind of spooky. You never know what's going to happen.
The birds should be cleaned up by tomorrow. Game and Fish Commission's Karen Rose says poisoning does not appear to be the case, and strange events similar to this have occurred across the globe a number of times. Ashley?
All right, Katharina, thank you. The city of BB held
Yeah.
You heard her, Ernie. It was stress. The birds were stressed out because they too are afraid of quantitative easing.
This is, I heard about this, and all of a sudden, now this is just the small town in Arkansas where they just fell out of the sky. Thousands of them. I mean, there's just hundreds of them. You're running over, they're on the roads. You see more. I went and looked at a bunch of different pictures. It's amazing, and they'll come up with, global warming.
The sky is falling, Chicken Little, literally. That's creepy.
Yeah,
I don't want to know what it is, actually.
I'm amazed that they make big deal out of a lot of stupid stuff, but they're kind of, no, there's nothing to see
well,
here.
But the girl on the porch had the best point. She sees hazmat walking around with masks on and goes, "Do I need one of those?" I mean, that's what I'd be thinking if I lived there, and actually I wouldn't be thinking that. I'd be wearing one because, they said it wasn't poison, but for that many, I don't know what it is. I mean, I saw the headline and saw a similar thing like you just played, but that's creepy. That's all I can say.
No, it gets better. It gets better. Now, let's go ahead and watch this one. We'll see if it'll load
Twilight
up.
Zone going on.
Well, you know what it is the let me go ahead and I'll just let it load up. But what it is they had a big giant fish die off.
Okay, I saw that too. Yeah, play that one.
And it's in the same state. So I'm just going, seriously, is this, what dead fish cover 20 miles of Arkansas River? It's just all of a sudden they have hundreds of thousands of fish just die. They just all of a sudden they went up. They had a tugboat guy that went to them and said, "Hey, there's a bunch of these fish on the banks and so on." And let's go ahead and play the video, and you'll see why I'd be concerned. Let's go. Come on, go.
Fish tonight trying to figure out why 100,000 fish in northwest Arkansas turned up dead. They were found along a 20-mile stretch between the Ozark Dam and Highway 109 bridge. That's in Franklin County. THV's Catherine Yancey tonight has the story.
The 20-mile stretch along the Arkansas River where an estimated 100,000 drumfish were found floating and washed ashore looks much different now.
We got a call last week from a tugboat operator that found the fish out on the river, along the banks, and in the river channel. And we immediately dispatched somebody to the area to take a look.
Investigators from local and state agencies took samples from the affected area.
It's from about the Ozark Pool to Highway 109 bridge.
Keith Stevens with the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission says fish kills occur every year, but the magnitude of this one is unusual, and disease could have been the cause. A pollutant would have affected cross species.
99% of them were drum, which is a bottom feeder. It's not a game fish in Arkansas.
Some fish collected were alive and visibly sick. They have been taken to the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff for testing. The affected area was never closed and fishing is encouraged.
Go out there, you can still fish for bass, for crappie, for catfish. They'll be fine. Obviously, don't eat the dead fish.
Obviously. Cleanup, nature is taking its course.
We'll have raccoons and birds and things like that will take care of it.
Yeah,
so,
the birds dropping out of the air.
It's really too big. It's contained along the river channel.
In Ozark, Katharina.
That's just creepy, man.
So you can see.
And remember, don't eat the dead fish.
Don't eat the dead fish. But they said catfish too. Well, catfish
they're
are
a bottom feeder.
Yeah, they're bottom feeders. So this is, I'm like, they'll make a big stinking deal out of the stupidest stuff. And you got hundreds of thousands of dead fish. You have thousands of, just where they could count them in a populated area. Lord knows how many is out in the woods, you know.
Oh, and we got to get rid of immigrants. So, the only thing that came to mind though is this a fallout from BP, or is it another chemical thing, or is there another power plant or something?
There's nothing to see here. Move along.
Yeah,
go fishing.
The three-eyed fish from The Simpsons or whatever, right? It's
what amazed me at the whole thing was when they did the government guy. He's like, yeah, no, please, yeah, you can go fishing. It's okay.
Just don't eat the dead ones.
Don't eat the dead. You're fishing and there's dead fish on the banks all around you, and you're gonna go. Yeah, I'm like, wow, global warming. But that we gotta worry about other immigrants. It's just and we gotta go down and protest. Why? It's all over, man. All over. You guys save yourself. We'll talk about that more when we come back.